What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy Spaz the Blur. She back with a motherfucking banger. I said it's your boy Spaz the Blur. She back with a motherfucking banger. This one we got the worst deaths ever, gamer edition. Mm. Let's get straight into this. Yes.
On August 6, 2016, Calvin Riley, a 20-year-old college student,
Mm-hmm.
was walking through Aquatic Park in San Francisco late at night playing Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Riley was with friends when gunshots suddenly rang out. He was
Damn.
struck and collapsed immediately. His
Damn.
companions called 911 while trying to help him. Paramedics arrived within minutes and transported him to San Francisco General Hospital, but his
Okay.
injuries were too severe. He was
Damn.
pronounced dead from a gunshot wound. Police arrived and began investigating immediately. They interviewed witnesses and searched the area, but no clear suspect emerged. Despite the park's proximity to populated areas, investigators found limited information about the shooter. The case attracted significant attention as one of the first high-profile violent incidents involving a Pokemon Go player.
Mm-hmm.
However, despite extensive investigation and appeals to the public, no arrests were made. Years later, the case remains unsolved. The
Damn.
FBI has offered a reward for information, leading to the identification and arrest of the person responsible.
Word.
Riley's family continues to seek justice, speaking publicly about their loss and emphasizing that Calvin was simply enjoying a game and posed no threat.
Nah,
The
RP.
PUBG train incident. In Mathura, Uttar Pradesh, India, in November 2021, two teenage boys were walking along railway tracks while playing PUBG Mobile on their phones. The tracks ran through a residential area where locals sometimes use them as shortcuts. Both teenagers were deeply engrossed in their game, staring at their phone screens as they navigated through a match. They walked slowly along the tracks, their attention completely focused on the mobile game. A
Damn.
goods train was approaching from behind them. The train's engineer saw the boys ahead and immediately sounded the horn multiple times, trying to get their attention. He also applied the emergency brakes, but the stopping distance for a train is substantial. The boys,
Oh
focused
yeah.
entirely on their phones, didn't hear the warnings or
Yeah.
notice the approaching train. Other people in the area saw what was happening and tried to shout warnings, but
How you not? How you so locked in on PUBG? Like I know you was lagging, bro. I know you was lagging because the servers was trash, and you don't even got no headphones. You can hear somebody honking and screaming at
it was too
man.
late. The train struck both teenagers before they could move to safety. Both boys were killed instantly from the impact. Police arrived at the scene and investigated the accident. They confirmed that both boys had been playing PUBG Mobile at the time of the collision, according to local news reports. Officers recovered a phone with PUBG still running. Local authorities used the incident to launch awareness campaigns about the dangers of mobile gaming in hazardous areas, particularly near railway tracks. We live in a world where even a moment of distraction can cost lives. I found this out the hard way when I searched my own name and email on the internet. Page after page of data broker sites had my private details, old addresses, phone numbers, even
What?
information about my family, all just sitting there for anyone to access. It feels violating. Data brokers collect and sell your information without your consent, making billions in the process. And while they're technically supposed to remove it if you ask, the process is so frustrating and
That's
complicated
not
that
O'Shea.
most people just give up. That's where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. Aura handles this automatically. They get your information taken down from these sites and they keep it off. I use Aura myself, and I recommend it to my family and friends because it's the only way I actually feel protected online. But Aura is much more than just data removal. It's a full digital security platform. It alerts you if your info shows up on the dark web, gives you real-time fraud alerts for your bank and credit accounts, and includes a secure VPN, antivirus, a password manager, and 24/7 US-based support. And if anything ever does happen, free for 14 days with my
Right,
link in the
right,
description.
right, right, right.
Information is being exposed during this video. The Advance Wars Incident. On September 19, 2008, in Nottingham, England, 21-year-old David Heiss traveled from Germany to find Matthew Pike, a 20-year-old video game music composer. The two had met through an Advance Wars fan site. However, Heiss's interest wasn't in Matthew. He had become obsessed with Matthew's girlfriend, whom he had also met through online gaming communities. Heiss arrived at Matthew and his girlfriend's flat that afternoon. When he found the door, he forced his way inside. Matthew was home alone. Without warning, Heiss attacked him with a knife he had brought from Germany. The assault was brutal. Heiss stabbed Matthew 86 times in a
What
furious
the
attack.
fuck?
Matthew had no chance to defend himself. When the attack ended, Heiss fled the scene. Matthew's girlfriend returned home later that day and discovered him. She immediately called police and paramedics, but Matthew had been dead for hours. Investigators quickly determined this was a targeted killing. Heiss left the UK and was arrested in Germany weeks later. During his trial, Heiss was convicted of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum of 18 years before parole eligibility.
Damn.
The Call of Duty incident. On October 13, 2008, 15-year-old Brandon Crisp of Barrie, Ontario, argued with his parents over Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. His parents, concerned about his gaming time, had taken away his Xbox 360.
Oh,
Brandon was
shit.
furious.
Oh,
That
shit.
evening, after his
Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Yeah, y'all gonna sleep like it ain't nothing?
parents went to bed, Brandon grabbed his bike and rode away. His parents discovered he was missing the next morning and reported him to police. Investigators launched a massive search, distributing flyers and organizing volunteer search parties.
Okay.
Weeks passed with no trace. Police interviewed
That's not where my head was going. I didn't think the nigga was gonna go missing. I thought the parents was gonna go missing. You know what I'm saying?
friends,
That nigga
checked
Brandon.
online gaming records, and followed hundreds of tips. His parents appeared on television, pleading for him to come home. The case attracted national attention. On November 5, 2008, nearly 3 weeks after Brandon disappeared, hunters discovered his body in a wooded area near Shanty Bay, Ontario, about 5 miles from home. He was lying near the base of a tree with his bicycle nearby. The medical examiner conducted an autopsy. The findings showed Brandon had died from chest injuries, consistent with a fall from a tree. Investigators concluded he had likely climbed the tree and fell, suffering fatal trauma. There were no signs of foul play. Brandon had died from the accidental fall. His parents later established a foundation to raise awareness about gaming addiction and family communication. The PUBG Marathon Incident.
First of all, I'm a gamer. About to get on the game after this bitch. But gaming addiction. So do you consider crocheting an addiction? Do you consider somebody that does clothes an addiction? Like sewing, is that an addiction? I mean, y'all niggas be trying shit. A gamer, me being a gamer, and that bitch being a crocheter, we both addicted, nigga. We both find peace in this shit, nigga. So don't throw away that addicted shit, nigga. It's a hobby, pussy. Don't ever say that shit. And yeah, I took it there, nigga, cause nigga, I'm a gamer, nigga, and I ain't addicted to shit, bitch.
On May 28, 2019, in Neemuch, India, 16-year-old Furkan Qureshi had been playing PUBG Mobile for approximately
If I'm not mistaken, it's probably like the second or third PUBG incident. That game is not that hard on mobile. Like, it's not even that hard on console.
6 hours without a break. His family later reported that he had become increasingly obsessed with the Battle Royale game, often playing for extended periods. On this particular
6
day,
hours?
Furkan sat in his room with his phone, headphones on, eyes fixed on the screen. He played match after match, barely pausing. His mother called him for meals, but he waved her away, insisting he needed to finish his matches. As the hours accumulated, Furkan suddenly collapsed. His family members rushed to him and found him unresponsive on the floor. They immediately called for an ambulance. Paramedics arrived quickly and transported him to a nearby hospital. Despite attempts by medical staff to resuscitate him, Furkan could not be saved. The attending doctor determined that he had suffered cardiac arrest. According to
Oh,
local media
shit.
reports and statements from the treating physician, the cardiac arrest occurred after approximately 6 hours of continuous mobile gaming. The death shocked the local community and received widespread coverage in Indian media. The incident was cited by authorities as evidence of gaming's potential dangers, becoming part of the debate that eventually led to temporary PUBG bans in several Indian states. The FIFA incident. On April 10, 2016, in Isleworth, London, a dispute between two men turned deadly. Azim Issa, 22, and Sahil Roy, 28, had known each other for some time and had previously played FIFA together, with tension developing. In the days leading up to April 10th, there had been teasing and conflict between the two men, including taunts related to a FIFA match. However, on the night of the killing, the immediate trigger for violence was an argument over cannabis, according to court testimony. The confrontation between Issa and Roy escalated rapidly on the street in Isleworth. What began as a verbal argument quickly turned physical. During the altercation, Issa pulled out a knife and stabbed Roy multiple times. Roy collapsed on the street. Witnesses called emergency services immediately. Paramedics arrived and attempted to save him, but the stab wounds were too severe. Roy was pronounced dead at the scene from massive blood loss. Police arrested Issa quickly after the attack. During the investigation and trial, prosecutors presented evidence about the dispute. Judge Cutts noted the immediate row was over cannabis, characterizing the trigger as trivial. However, media also reported earlier FIFA-related teasing days before. In court, Issa was convicted of murder. The judge sentenced him to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 20 years before eligibility for parole. The GTA 3 incident. On June 25, 2003, near Interstate 40 in Newport, Tennessee, two stepbrothers, William Buckner, 16, and Joshua Buckner, 14, took their family's .22 caliber rifles to a wooded area near the highway. They had spent the previous evening playing Grand Theft Auto 3, a game where players can commit crimes, including shooting at vehicles. The boys positioned themselves in the wooded area and began shooting at passing vehicles on the interstate. Over approximately 30 minutes, they fired dozens of rounds at cars and trucks traveling at highway speeds. Bullets shattered windshields and struck vehicle bodies. One bullet struck 45-year-old Aaron Hamill in the head as he drove with his family. His car swerved off the road and crashed. Another victim, Kimberly Bede, was seriously injured by gunfire. Emergency services responded to multiple calls. Police tracked down the shooters and arrested both boys. During questioning, William and Joshua told investigators they had been inspired by Grand Theft Auto 3 and wanted to see what shooting at cars was like in real life. Aaron Hamill died from his injuries, while other victims survived. The case attracted national attention due to the boys' ages and their stated motivation.
I know about this. I remember this. This motherfucking shit right here made it so GTA was immature, not even for everyone.
In juvenile court, they pled and received indeterminate state custody, meaning they would remain in state facilities until authorities determined they were no longer a threat. The Call of Duty mobile incident. On February 22, 2021, in Sao Paulo, Brazil, professional Call of Duty mobile player Ingrid Sol Oliveira Bueno da Silva was at home when someone arrived at her door. Ingrid, who was 19 years old, competed professionally in the mobile esports scene. Standing outside was Guilherme Alves Costa, another Call of Duty mobile player connected to the competitive gaming community. What happened next shocked Brazil's esports world. Costa attacked Ingrid with a knife, stabbing her multiple times. The assault was brutal and sustained. Ingrid's family members or neighbors heard the commotion and called police, but by the time help arrived, Ingrid had suffered fatal wounds. Paramedics attempted to save her, but the injuries were too severe. She was pronounced dead at the scene from multiple stab wounds. Police immediately launched an investigation. Costa was arrested shortly after the killing. During police questioning, he confessed to murdering Ingrid. The investigation revealed tensions within the competitive gaming scene, though the exact motive remained unclear. The Brazilian...
No way Shorty was fucking him up that bad in Warzone Mobile that he had to pull up and kill the bitch. He couldn't kill her in the mobile joint. He had to pull up.
The esports community was devastated by Ingrid's death. Fellow players, teams, and organizations held online vigils and memorials. Her team retired her gamertag Sol permanently. In August 2022, Costa was sentenced to 14 years in prison for killing Ingrid. The case highlighted growing concerns about violence within professional gaming circles. The Fortnite incident. On February 7, 2025, in Essonne near Paris, specifically in the Épinay-sur-Orge and Longjumeau area, 11-year-old Louise went missing. The case shocked France when her body was found the next day. A 23-year-old suspect was later arrested in connection with Louise's death. During the investigation, prosecutors revealed that the suspect had left home angry after a Fortnite dispute and had intended to rob someone. Due to the age of the victim and the ongoing nature of legal proceedings, many specific details were not released to the public immediately. French authorities handled the case with extreme sensitivity. The incident sparked intense national conversation in France about online gaming safety, particularly for children. Parents, educators, and child protection organizations called for stronger safeguards, better parental controls, and increased monitoring of children's gaming activities. The Pokémon Go Incident 2. On January 26, 2017, in Chesapeake, Virginia, 60-year-old Jiansheng Chen was sitting in his minivan playing Pokémon Go. He had parked near a community clubhouse in his neighborhood. Chen had been playing for some time when security guard Jonathan Cromwell approached the area. Cromwell, who was armed and on patrol, noticed Chen's vehicle parked near the clubhouse. Cromwell opened fire on Chen's minivan, shooting 10 times through the vehicle's windows. The barrage of bullets struck Chen multiple times as he sat in the driver's seat. He had no time to react. When the shooting stopped, Chen was slumped over, critically wounded. Emergency services were called immediately. Paramedics arrived and transported Chen to a nearby hospital, but his injuries were too severe. He died from multiple gunshot wounds shortly after arrival. The case went to trial, and in 2019, Cromwell was convicted of second-degree murder. The judge sentenced him to 30
That's what
years
the
in
fuck
prison
he
for killing.
get. His pussy ass. It's a nigga. It's just a car. Nigga just sitting in the car playing the game, bro. You shoot the car 10 times, bud? 10 times?
Chen, who had simply been sitting in his own vehicle
Nah,
playing a
nigga.
mobile game.
This nigga's
The
tripping.
World of Tanks incident. In February 2017, 35-year-old Brian Pochybrid Vigneault was streaming World of Tanks from his Virginia Beach home for a charity marathon benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Viewers tuned in as donations accumulated steadily. By the 22nd hour of streaming, Vigneault told viewers he needed to step away for a smoke break. He left his computer and walked away from the camera. His stream continued broadcasting an empty chair as minutes passed. Vigneault never returned. Hours went by with no activity. Police later responded to a 911 cardiac arrest call at his Virginia Beach home, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. The sudden death shocked the gaming community, with many initially assuming exhaustion from the marathon stream had caused it. However, months later, the medical examiner released the official cause of death. The autopsy revealed that Vigneault had died from an accidental fentanyl overdose, not from complications related to prolonged gaming. The finding surprised many who had assumed his death was directly caused by the extreme streaming session. The tragedy nonetheless served as a reminder about streamer health and wellness, prompting discussions about the pressures faced by content creators during marathon charity events. The GTA Vice City incident.
Pause. Why this side always want to look like an L, bro? Like, nigga, go straight down. You see this side? I mean, it do it, but it's low key. This shit, it's like it wants you to see the end, my nigga. Like, you see that shit? Like, it wants you to see that shit. Like, that shit pissing me the fuck off, bro. Like, it's shit all funny games, bro. All funny games, bro.
June 7, 2003, in Fayette, Alabama, 18-year-old Devin Moore was pulled over by police for driving a stolen vehicle. Officers brought him to the Fayette police station for questioning and booking. Moore appeared calm and cooperative as they processed him. While being booked, Moore suddenly made his move. He grabbed Officer Arnold Strickland's pistol from its holster. Before Strickland could react, Moore shot him in the head at point-blank range. Corporal James Crump, another officer in the station, heard the gunshot and drew his weapon. Moore turned and shot Crump multiple times. Dispatcher Leslie Ace Mealer, working in the radio room, heard the shots and came running. Moore shot him too. Within moments, 3 law enforcement personnel lay dead in their own police station. Moore took the keys to a patrol car and fled the building. He drove the stolen police cruiser through Fayette and into neighboring counties. Police across the region were alerted. Officers spotted the stolen cruiser approximately an hour later and pursued Moore through rural Alabama roads. The chase eventually ended when Moore stopped and surrendered. He was arrested and taken into custody. During his trial, Moore's defense attorneys argued that his consumption of violent media, particularly Grand Theft Auto, had influenced his actions. Prosecutors rejected this defense. In 2005, Moore was convicted on 3 counts of capital murder. The jury sentenced him to death by lethal injection. He remains on death row in Alabama. If you'd like to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and feel free to drop suggestions.
Nah, what the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, that last one was crazy. What the fuck? Hey man, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media. Nigga, that was crazy. That nigga got oh shit. He caught 3 hats, and 3 hats was cops. I don't know about surrendering, nigga. Me personally, hell no. That nigga hopped up the car and surrendered, nigga. You know you're going to jail for life. And you're gonna die in that bitch, nigga. I'm having a bang out, nigga. What the fuck?